Oh, Jesus. I've been here before, being called callous on the internet. And it's usually just a lack of facts like this. And I don't mind the continuing questions or what if it was people? If it was people, they come. But you can make the same argument, oh, they should come for the animals. But you know what? If something went wrong and a person dies in this situation, um, these people, everybody that's blaming the firefighters in South Fulton, I would still, yeah, I would say, oh, they should have done something in that case. But I would still blame that guy more. Do you guys know who Smokey the Bear is? Nobody's responded to this. Hello, the guy left two unattended fires burning. Where's that responsibility? He's the one that killed his animals. Plus, they say it took, on the news, it took 2 hours for it to get from these fires to this shed to the house. How the fuck did the animals die then? Huh? We're in the shed with all this paint thinner? Yeah, it's not callous. I'm not being callous, I haven't said that the system should work this way. I've been really clear. It's just, it's callous to blame the firefighters. It's callous to coddle wanton irresponsibility. Forget the not paying the $75. He knew he didn't have any fire department protection, and he still does unattended fires in his house. And you want volunteer firefighters to pick up the slack at their own risk. And I'm the callous one. I'm the callous one. If I believed like you, I would be morally bound to move to that county so I could protect in the next fire. And of all the people you could blame, his fellow neighbors with resources, they could have come and with their fire water truck too, and they should. Well, they don't own one, but they should. I'll bet you those ranchers have some equipment like that. You expect them to come? I'm reading New York Times editorial about, well, if the jurisdiction doesn't trust its own constituents, then blah. There wasn't a constituent. New York Times editorial guy couldn't be bothered to find out the guy isn't in city limits. Can't even talk. That's kind of important. All these little details. You just people want to think about it that way. Fine, I don't care. You want to paint me as callous? I know who's really callous in this situation. It's people that expect somebody that gives their time every month. They get called out to respond and save some property or life or something from fire, and you're going to blame them. Well, they should just give more. They've proven they like to give, and I like to get, so give more. I think this guy should, he should get whatever the penalty is for negligent arson. He should be sued. And you know what? They should sue the county too. I'd love for them to establish that the county has some responsibility to make sure this situation can't happen. Make some precedent about that. But you got, oh, you're callous, and like I'm a progressive. I don't support this system. I think they should be taxed. That made me a communist too, right? I'm a callous communist that supports this kind of blah blah. No, I know system analysis. I know that if you have those firefighters pick up the slack for you, eventually one of them gets hurt. Okay? Eventually one of them gets hurt, and their reward, you get to call them a hero, and then you get to bitch on the fact that they're destitute, and what the hell do you care? And that's not callous. Look, look inside yourself. I put all the facts. The facts are up there in an hour. You could go get them. I've read the articles from the local paper. I've read statements from the fire chiefs and the neighbors. I've read the proceedings of their city council hearings. Basically, be that informed, or else your opinion, it just doesn't even count. You're not basing it on the facts. Yeah, I'm callous in your universe with all your warped and distorted facts, but in the real universe, I'm not callous. I'm recognizing a systematic failure as a systematic failure. All right. And if there was a loss of life, yeah, I would say, oh, those guys should have done it anyway. They should have broke the rules. They should have, But they couldn't steal the truck. They didn't know about the fire when it wasn't even dispatched to them. And if life was lost, yeah, I would probably say, oh, well, you know why? Because forget that they were firefighters. If there was somebody in there I would hope lots of people would try to protect them. But guess what? If there was a loss of life, it'd still be Kranek's fault. Okay? And people just have a lot of half-assed conclusions that, again, a little research. Well, they should just charge him. Holy shit. They have no right to charge him. He's not in their city limits. They have no power to do liens or anything. It's like a private organization. Furthermore, they charge the people $500 when they do have to roll a truck, and guess what? Half of the people don't even pay that. Oh, but Mr. Kranek would for sure, and people, he forgot. Oh, really? I'd like to know, how many years did he forgot? They say they sent him 3 letters and called him 3 times, and that he was going to come pay tomorrow every time. That's what they say. Now, I don't know. I also read that they send 1 letter and make 1 call, so maybe that's 3 years worth of it, or maybe it's 1 time. And then what about the actual reality of where did that fire come from? That has nothing to do with it. The negligent person has a right to create a fire, and then people that give their lives should give their lives to save it. And then, if they don't, your son should go down and cold cock the fire chief. Hey, you guys don't know who you're protecting, what you're talking about. You're the callous ones because you want to side with a libertarian type guy, doesn't think you should have to play, thinks that insurance is a $75 fee you pay afterwards, after you need it. And you're siding with him instead of the guys in that county that already give risk of their life to protect. I know what the budget of that fire department is. So go look it up, see how much money they have, how much money they spend, learn some more facts. And then call back and maybe the best argument I made so far was the one I replied to last night about that those people pay city taxes because they do their shopping in that town. I agree that's a real argument. That's true. That's a good argument, and that would be a basis for somebody to sue somebody about this situation. But, you also have to prove that because there's a statement from another fire chief that the cities get no help from the county for that. So, go find out how the funds from the county the city are really earmarked. And because when you say, oh, they get money from the property taxes for this, no, they specifically don't. As a matter of fact, there's another vote coming up in Obion County where they're going to decide if they want this. Fire chief's statement, not of South Fulton, another one, there's 8 municipalities, says that the cities have been negotiating for 4 years with the county trying to get them to just, do this 0.1% levy for this purpose. And, I think it's like for $150,000 they could extend coverage to everybody in the county, 20,000 people. And mind you, South Fulton is only offering this to people out within a little range of its town, right? To I think it's about 1,800 people, or anyway under 2,000 people, and there's actually 20,000 that have no fire protection that South Fulton can't be responsible for, because it's just not really in their range. Only the county can solve that. So yeah, I mean, I don't care being viewed as callous, but on the other hand, it is total bullshit. No, this is not callous. This is system analysis. Why? Because the problem here is not that we need more devout firemen. The problem here is in the county. We need a more collective attitude. All right, and if you're going to sue somebody, if there was somebody liable for this, and who you're going to sue, the firemen are way down the goddamn list. Even if they share some responsibility from these obligations, they're way down the list. I mean, Kranek set the fire; he's responsible. The county has consciously chosen the system over and over to the protest of the city governments and the people with the fire departments. They're to blame. The state of Tennessee could also make sure that this doesn't happen. It could levy a fee. It could pass a law saying county governments have to solve this problem locally. Firemen come way, way down. South Fulton, way, way down. So, yeah, figure out what the facts are.